And that's okay. Is that how you want it to
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
I was like, I can't go. I can't sign without one of my hands. Crap. Thank you.
You've been booped, friend.
You've been
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is the cutest thing. Well, buddy, please.
We wanted to get that signed too.
You want this signed,
Yeah.
and then also want this
Yes.
one,
Yeah.
and also a selfie.
Yep.
Cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
he's going
Okay.
full package.
Full package,
All right.
man.
Ruby.
Ruby.
I was gonna go Ruby, but my voice is fucked still.
Oh. All right. I see you, Rooster Teeth comments.
David
My
wants to
fucking
unload the salt about
God.
the salt. Apparently, now I'm hearing this for the first time too, because apparently there was some toxic comments on. So you watched it on Rooster Teeth's site?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
tell me about it.
So apparently, they are assuming that Crow might be gay.
That's
simply
exactly what I
because
was gonna say. But like, I have no problem with it. I think that's awesome.
I don't give a fuck what his sexual preference is. The comments are like, fuck Rooster Teeth, fuck these writers.
I'm guessing it's like a bunch of like forced PC, blah blah. Blah, blah.
Forced PC, forced gay relationship. Blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
crazy. I want you remember how before we started filming this, I was like, I have something I want to start on. I was gonna
Yeah.
do the exact opposite. I was just gonna be excited about that. I was like, it makes so much sense. We always joked
luck,
about how he
bad
never
luck.
had a relationship, never showed interest in. Well, I guess he did say, you know, the length of her miniskirt in Volume 3, but he could be bi.
Exactly. Who the fuck cares what he fucks?
Yeah, and if you're
Enjoy
not a little
the
bitch,
show.
you'd be pumped about that because you to learn something more about his character. Like, oh, that makes sense now. You know what
It's
I mean? Like,
PC Rooster Teeth being PC. No, fuck right off of that shit.
Like, and I want to tell you, I'm the first person to agree with, like, if they're doing it in a cringy way. So, like, Doctor Who Season 10 is notorious. I always use it as an example where, like, their gay character was just like, hello, by the way, I'm gay. Have I mentioned I'm gay today? That's awful. Like, if you do it like that, sure, it's shitty. But, like, how are you not going to have a problem with the obvious gaying between Blake and Yang, but you're going to have a problem with this one? Why? Because it's two dudes and you can't fap to it, you fucking losers?
I'm just so fucking fed up with the toxic nature of the Rooster Teeth community at this point. Ever since the whole Kick Thick thing started, Ruby's comment section has been a cesspool. It's just, like, one thing after another has just led this community down the worst path possible. And I'm ashamed to be a part of it at times because there is so much salt in the comments for any bit of progress in any direction. It's either too PC or not PC enough. There's no fucking middle ground with these people.
Yeah, and like, God forbid it just is a show. Well, like,
Right.
Can it just be a show? like who?
Right.
Why does it have to be? Like, here's the thing. Again, I want you to know I'm equal on this.
My
I would be
favorite
just
comment-
as annoyed. I would be just as annoyed if people were like, we want more gay characters. Fuck you, Rooster Teeth, for not having more. Like, I would find that just as annoying. Just fucking let the show be a show. Let the characters be characters. And
there was a time where they were pissed that they hadn't shown an LGBT
Yeah.
character.
Oh, they're fucking they're doing like half measures because they won't just come out and say Ruby's gay. Blah blah blah. You know, God forbid. Like at the beginning of the series, she's what 14. Like give her some time to figure out herself. Like one of my best friends of all time is like 22, and she just realized she was gay like a year ago. Like give it a fucking break.
No kidding. It's. You know, I'm fine with them criticizing in the comic. They kind of blatantly ripped off a fan's weapon.
That's different. That's theft.
Yeah, that's fine. Call them out on that.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, there was a official RWBY comic that like stole a fan art of like a design of like a weapon or something. But like I have a funny feeling that like Rooster Teeth themselves had very little to do with that. I think they just sold the property to like some other fuck.
They basically licensed RWBY off to DC, and DC's like, we don't understand this, but we can make money because the community is huge. And look at that.
How does
That's
one
ours
RWBY?
now.
The fans know how to RWBY. Let's
Yeah. Call the creators out on that shit. 100%. I will get behind that. 100%. If they force this and make this cringe, yes, that's shitty. That's shitty writing. Call them out on shitty writing. Not the fact that the characters themselves are this way or that way or somewhere in between.
Yeah, and if you want to know, my genuine take on Crow has always been like, I always just assumed he never got into a relationship because of his bad luck semblance. And, well, what do you know? Here's a guy who cancels it out, right?
Right.
So, like, I like if Crow happens to be bi, this would be the perfect guy for him.
Right.
You know, so maybe it's gay, maybe it's just him being like, holy fuck, like if I'm around this guy, I don't have to worry as much. Like it could be anything, but like
there's no real indication either way at this point, and they're already letting the salt mines out.
And honestly, I have no issue with it. Like, it's really not a fucking big deal either way or the other. Also, I wonder if there's people like, you know, the fucking cringy, like, always like no matter what, they're like, Vic! Like, I wonder if anyone's like conspiracy. I can see a good conspiracy. I can just feel it already. Like, Vic was a fundamentalist Christian. They fired him and immediately made his character gay. That's pretty funny.
Please don't give Yellow Flash and the rest of
Yeah!
those morons any ammo whatsoever.
This man, bro.
Every motherfucking cringe tuber out there, they can all fuck right off.
Was that the guy that like totally fell for the meme? Like, there was a meme where it was like Deku in Jump Force said something about Piccolo being green, and then people were memeing that he was racist, and then he took it as serious. He was like, "Oh, now people are calling Deku racist." Like, he literally,
I don't
wow.
know. I missed that one.
Yo, yeah, it was either him or some other guy, but like it was a very obvious meme, and you can tell how like he makes all of his views and money on like pissing off people that like hate SJWs. And don't get me wrong, I hate them too. But like, when you grow up, you find out it's really not worth your time to hate on them constantly. Like, there's so many better things to do with your life.
Yeah, there are a million better things to do than, one, make nothing but clickbait videos, and two, completely just destroy every fandom out there. And that is what those type.
Here's my message as we go into the actual episode here. Don't let a fandom ruin anything for you. I've said this time and time again. David said he was sometimes felt embarrassed to be part of the fandom. Fuck groups in general. Groups can fuck right off. Look at people as individuals, okay? So if you take a handful of Undertale fans, for example, let's say 5 of them are cringy, and 5 of them are probably just great people that just love the game and make really awesome art and really awesome fanfics. And then 5 of them are like, yif, I want to fuck Toriel. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But here's the thing. Individuality. It's a beautiful thing. Do not lump all people into one group. So yes, even if the RWBY fandom has become toxic, it's because toxicity is louder than normal fucking people. So don't let any sort of fandom ruin anything for you, because at the end of the day, if something gets big enough, it will become toxic. It's just yeah.
Look at My Hero Academia now.
Yeah, I mean yeah, Thurman and I actually alluded to the cringe like conga line at the con.
Oh God.
But how about we get into the episode? And I do want to just
boomerang.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the boomerang. That's what you're focusing on. I'm excited about.
I fucking love that there's now canonic.
No, go ahead. Talk about the boomerang.
I'm just excited that there's now canonically a fucking boomerang in this series.
That was like a Breath of the Wild weapon.
Yeah. We got a whip, we got a boomerang, we got fucking robot arms.
We got like a dude with like Luffy powers, but like they're like ethereal stretchy arms.
Yeah. So I took a screenshot of one of the comments.
It actually reminded me a bit more of Mr. Fantastic, because like Mr. Fantastic, at least from like the shitty movies I saw, he could just like, without any like force behind it, they would just stretch out, whereas Luffy has to get momentum to stretch them out, right?
Right.
So like his just kind of stretch, like yeah.
Yeah, so my favorite fucking comment in the Rooster Teeth comments right here is Aesop Symbolisms. Gotta go fast, Zawardo, Sticky Feet, Stretch Armstrong, and Luck Be a Lady Tonight.
Yeah, and I'm happy that was clarified, because the first time like that guy just snapped and like I was like, is she freezing time? Is she just like Quicksilver? Like, what's happening here? Turns out she's just really fast, and I'm really excited to find out more about Ruby's semblance, because I'm happy. I saw the comment that you showed me from someone like, okay, maybe we're gonna find out why like there's always like a rose petal aesthetic going on. Like, it's interesting. Like, I don't know, because like I always really appreciated Ruby's fighting style, because like a lot of What I like about RWBY is their weapons a lot of times only work because of the semblance that they have. At least with RWBY, that's the case, right? So, like, RWBY, she would not be able to fight efficiently with that huge-ass scythe if it wasn't for her quote-unquote speed semblance, right? Because a lot of it has to do with how quickly she can spin it and turn it and unwind it and wind it back in.
Speaking of her scythe,
I was going to go there. Trust me, Ruby's like been my favorite one of my favorite characters for a long time, and then she stopped being it, and now she's back. I am incredibly hyped about that. That little upgrade's amazing. Like, because imagine how much time that saves her. Because, like, I imagine in the past she'd have to, like, flip it manually, you know, do a quick little, like, flip hop. Now she can just, that's so cool. There's so much, it's just so much gadgetry, and I love it.
I have one complaint about this episode. When she was in sniper mode, she wasn't looking through the fucking scope!
Well, trying to come up with an excuse. Maybe they were too close, and this wasn't a sniper moment. She was just using bullets.
That's not how it works, Red.
Shut up. Listen, if there's one thing that we know, the sniper aspect of Ruby's character, Team RWBY seems to always forget about.
Yes.
I will never forgive the obvious, clearest, easiest, I could make that shot, never touching a sniper rifle in my life shot that she missed at Tyrion in Volume 4.
Yeah, I did give, a little bit more leeway as the marksman. She had a broken scope. Okay, yeah.
Oh, at that time, did she have a broken scope?
Yes. I'm like, okay, there's a little bit more leeway there, but now she has a brand new fucking upgraded weapon. Use the goddamn scope.
That's straight up. Every time there's RWBY people there, I need to ask that. Like, how did RWBY miss that? Like, if Lindsay, the voice actress, ever comes, I have to ask. I'll be like, I need your thoughts on this.
And then play the scene. How did she miss
just
this?
have it up on my phone.
How did she miss this?
Because the first. Like, the shots after that, Tyrion's blocking with his tail. But the first one, it's like, pew! I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The fuck is
also, we were wrong. It wasn't Penny's dad.
That's a you, man. I was like, oh, if you say so, David. Immediately, 3 seconds into the episode, I'm like, there goes David's theory.
Fuck you.
But it does look like Tyrion's luring racists out into the alleyway and killing them. I see this as an absolute win. That's pretty funny. Come on. I even did the thing with my hands, like the Hulk thing.
Oh my god. So we have the revolutionary played by Eric here, being in the fucking alleyway, like, want to buy some drugs style with Tyrion.
Yeah.
Want to start a revolution?
Oh, am I dumb? Was that the revolutionary? I might have to edit that out.
Yes.
I think I did a dumb. I thought that was the racist guy.
You did a dumb. You did a dumb. That was the dude that was arrested.
I thought that was the racist guy from, like, earlier.
That was the revolutionary that was, like...
Got it.
Fucking...
Well, fuck. That
I think
my
so.
joke, it was so good. Damn it. It makes me sad now. No wonder you didn't laugh.
I know Eric's voice.
Okay, well, that changes things then. That's interesting. So, basically, he's going to take someone with good intentions, wanting to change the world, but he's going to, like, put him towards extremism and radicalism in the wrong direction, I imagine.
Yeah, he's going to try and turn them against Robin.
A lot of times, this will happen with, like, political movements that start off there. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, okay, let's talk Antifa, as much as I know you don't like to. I have a feeling that when they started, that was a noble cause. Hey, we're we're just against fascists, but the problem is it just divulged into, throwing shit at people that disagreed with them, right? So, like, you can corrupt a movement like that quite easily, and I'll be curious to see how they go about that.
Yeah, so... I think what he's going to try to do is, like was mentioned in the comments, Watts is going to be manipulating the election, essentially. So I think what he's going to do is kind of have this character played by Eric. I forget his fucking name. Somebody's going to roast us in the comments about us forgetting the names of these newly introduced characters.
Nobody cares.
But I think what he's going to do is kind of turn him against Robin and the movement and try and lead him as the puppet that he can easily manipulate.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this theme before in RWBY with, like, the White Fang starting out with noble causes, and then they got radicalized as well. And I'm curious, by the way, what the state of the White Fang is now that Adam's dead.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of it, so it's...
That'll be interesting. Let's see here. I want to talk about Yang and her new fucking like little like proximity mines she can just put on someone and then just like fist pump to detonate them. I really love that.
Oh yeah,
that's very her because she can do close combat and just and then but she's putting like these mines on them. I like that a lot.
Also, did John Fortnite
Breath of the Wild?
I was going like Fortnite deploy down, but yeah.
No, in fact, I am 99% sure that's a Breath of the Wild reference. Because go back and listen to the music; it straight up sounds like some like ambiance Breath of the Wild music, like the doodle when he did it.
Yeah, it kind of does, but I mean, he's got the fuckboy hair. He more fits the Fortnite reference. Okay.
Jean Lands. Default dance. See, this is the kind of thing, like, I really, really genuinely miss Monty because I swear to God, if he was still around, he would fucking go into his editor and, like, make a video of John Fortnite dancing and put it on Twitter. Because remember the shit he'd do? Remember Black and Yellow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is. It's Blake and Yang dancing.
Yeah, he would do all these really, really clever things as they were progressing through the development cycle of RWBY. So that is one thing I really do miss because he would just meme with the characters.
Because he had them. He had their models right there, you know. And that's actually, that's a feeling that I miss in general. Because when Monty was still around, RWBY felt more like an internet show, whereas now it feels like a corporatized show, right? Like it feels more like a show on cable now, whereas it used to feel just like early Red versus Blue or like early Team 4-Star. Like this is just a show made by a couple guys on the internet, right? Yeah. And I kind of miss that feeling. And to clarify, not to say that it's shitty now, because like Volume 4 and 5, it certainly was, but like they've brought back the quality, but it's still, you don't get that like look behind the scenes as much as you used to.
Well, I look at it this way, and this ties into what we were saying earlier about like the DC comic. We have Warner Brothers dipping their hands in it. We have all these other different companies dipping their hands into the cookie jar now.
Yeah, so really and that's always such a fucking bad move. Like that's rule number one when you're starting a business. Don't fucking. I guess if you just want to make money, sure, sell it to as many people as you want. But if you want full control of your product, you got to be careful selling it to that many people. And I worry that they'll regret that in the future.
I feel like in a way they do regret it, but in a way they see how far the show's progressed. It's a fucking phenomenon worldwide now, really. Mm-hmm. So they wouldn't have gotten that much reach if they hadn't have done Laser Team and done all these other things that kind of caused them to sell out, as people would put it. But
it's hard to say. It really is. I mean, it's a middle ground for sure. I just hope that it never changes what the original vision of the project was, I suppose.
Yeah, as long as you don't stray away from that initial, like, what we want to do, but you have the funds to do it in a more grand way, go for it. But at the same time, it does really have this disheartening feel to it that, like, now you can tell how many people are micromanaging the project as it progresses.
Yeah, and like that was something I remember. Aaron from Game Grumps, he always used to talk about how like he would never make the team that did everything with Game Grumps bigger than 10. Like he literally was like, I refuse to make my team bigger than 10 people because the bigger the team, the more bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really good mentality, honestly. And I think I think I'll run with that, honestly. If we ever get anywhere with this and we want to add people, like I think we'll do the same shit. I don't see us ever going even 10's too much for us. I don't see us going over like 6.
Yeah, it definitely. I feel that same way because when we started this channel, we had so many.
We tried too many. It was like, anyone that wants to make content, please,
and then it dropped down to us 3, really, with occasional like guests here or there. But like even that has stopped for the most part. Like,
with the exception of the JoJo videos, check out the JoJo videos.
Yeah, but even that's not really core content. That's whenever you guys can film that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, moving back to the episode, a moment that I really wanted to talk about was all the shipping moments. So first, Blake and Yang, the new hair. Jesus Christ, it's not even subtle anymore. It's happening. Like this shit, I consider this ship confirmed now.
Yeah, like Blake looks so fucking adorable with that haircut.
Is it bad? Like you know how rare it is for Yang to be flustered. Yang doesn't get flustered, so for Yang to be like, no, it's good, it's great. Like, okay.
The only other time we've seen any kind of reaction like that was when like the top heavy.
Which was still I still think that's out of character for her. I feel like Yang should have been like, damn right, I'm top heavy, girl. What's your cup size? A. That's something I have to ask. Yang's voice actress if I ever like
Barbara Punkelman.
Yeah, I just want to be like, don't you think there's a lot of character for her? Like, I feel like she'd be so like. I
feel like she's probably had that comment that question a million times too. But
maybe I don't know. I'll ask her. I'll be like, have you gotten this question before I ask? Well, I guess I have to ask for you to tell me. Either way. Also, the other one I really love what this show's doing because it really is like. It's got something for everyone. It's got gay ships. It's got straight ships. And now we have the Crow thing, which may or may not go anywhere. But, like, then we move on to Nora Ren. And, Jesus.
That was just awkward.
But I love it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It was awkward until Jean. Because fuckboy Jean walks up like, I like your outfit, Nora. And she's just like, bitch.
Bitch, I don't care what you think. The way he said
it was so, like, innocent, like a middle schooler, like, well, I like your outfit, Nora. I like your outfit, too.
And she's like, I don't care what you think.
She was so, like, fishing for a compliment from her man, and then, like, Jean comes up with his fuckboy hair, and she's just, like, talking to you? I loved it. But is Ren, I just get the vibe that that's the kind of character Ren is. Like, I don't see Ren being a romantic ever. So, like, I'm concerned. Like, weirdly enough, I'm genuinely concerned for the relationship because they just don't seem to match to me. Because, like, I think Nora's searching for that, like, really over-the-top romantic, like, lovey-dovey talk, whereas I don't see Ren ever doing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's, we're on the job now, but maybe he smashes real good after hours.
Maybe he smashes real good after
hours. Serious on the mission, but beast in the sheets, right?
I mean, maybe.
Speaking of upgrades, I don't think this was a thing already, but you can remind me. Ren has the little like grappling hook shots at the bottom of his gun.
I never noticed those before, but I could have just missed that.
Did we see anything from Nora's?
I don't think so. I don't think Nora got that much of an upgrade.
Okay. And then anything else?
But fight-wise, it feels like they brought back weight, gravity.
Exactly. Yes. I'm happy you brought that up. I'll let you finish. I have a bad habit of
interrupting. Like, just watching the fight with that giant crystal dust golem, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they fought something like that actually in the beginning of Volume 4, if you remember.
Yeah. Like, that creature, like, it's almost like it's the training beast in the show. Like,
you know what? Like, I bet you if you took like the fight, because it's quite a similar thing. Like if you took that Volume 4 fight and this one, you'd see like the differences and how there was like no. Because like I remember there's this very famous shot in that fight, famous among the community that likes to shit on it because goddamn that the fights in Volume 4 were awful. Where like literally one of the characters just like jumps and then like you might as well have a slide whistle like they just floated,
Yeah.
So like you could probably compare like take this fight and that fight and compare like how much improvement they've done.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It definitely is leagues better than the fight in Volume 4. But I really don't like them recycling creatures like that.
I agree.
It just feels lazy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we got Centipede Grim.
Oh yeah, Centipede Grim was pretty fucking cool. I don't think we've ever had one before.
No, not that I remember.
But we didn't really see them utilized too much.
I mean, they were fodder, obviously, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that happens in every show, like, in Bleach, when Ichigo's just, like, slicing through, like, 20 hollows. It's just shit like that.
Oh, yeah, the Minos became a fucking fodder character.
Honestly, people shit on that, but, like, that chapter where the Vizards just destroy all the Minos, just to flex on everybody is a beautiful thing.
Well, flexing in general is just amazing.
But yeah, no, and one of the scenes that I really enjoyed that I feel like I'm glad they put it there because it, again, I always talk about RWBY is at its best when it's just fun and like energetic, and I love that they took the time to show them like diving out of the plane, right, and how all of them chose like to get down. So you have RWBY doing one of my favorite things that she does, like literally just riding her scythe, you know, just like standing on it like boom, 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 you know, like using the momentum.
Oh, yeah.
Yang just does one punch right at the bottom to like correct herself. Blake is like Spider-Maning down with her grappling hook. And then we saw the Aesops and how they do it. But like one of the things that was really disappointing to me was I wanted to see how Ren and Nora got down, and it just like it focused on Jean and we didn't see it. And I was like, no, I wanted to see Nora do some fancy shit with her hammer.
Oh yeah, she probably just Valkyrie lands down.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could go back to like Volume 1 where she just like got on it and fucking rode it off like while saluting.
But yeah. It's just showing how far the characters have gone from Volume 1 to now, because we essentially did have that same scene during the landing strategy, you know, in Volume 1.
Yeah,
so,
that's true, yeah. That'd be cool to compare that, too.
And so,
how did RWBY land in that? Did she do the same thing with her, like, momentum on her side?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
John, obviously, famously met
So I got
Tree.
saved by, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Oh, but she said, I'm sorry. That's what it was.
Sorry. But, yeah, it's just all these character moments we're getting now feel so much more genuine, so much more thought out than anything we got in the traveling chapters. I'm sorry, Sam Iron, but fuck Volume 4.
Oh, yes. We will be putting that clip at the beginning for this one. For shizzle, my nizzle.
Okay, Snoop Dogg.
I'm sorry. Because yes. I'm sorry. I had to listen to an hour of a fucking marital strife outside my window and, like, wonder if I should call the cops for, like, a half hour.
Yeah.
It got real. I got a headache. It was very loud.
So, I guess, at this point, final thoughts and where we're going from here?
So, obviously RWBY shines not with the grim fights, but with fights with other hunters. You know, it's like every series is like this that has a monster. The better fights are like the person-on-person fights. So I imagine we're going to be getting one of those soon. I'm not sure who, but I'll be excited for that. I'd like to see more Penny action, like Penny hopefully traveling with them or doing stuff. I'm not too sure. I understand her role is to protect the town or the country or whatever the fuck it is, so maybe she can't be leaving her post, but I hope she has more of a role. I'm also trying to remember, now correct me if I'm wrong, this area here is obviously where Weiss is from, and I remember during the Vital Festival, Neon and Flint Cole's team was from this area, was it not?
Yeah.
Because I remember she was like, well, in Atlas, you know, the military and the school are one and the same, so they should be really tough, and then they show up, right? So
yeah,
give me Neon Cat. Give me her back.
Neon Cat, Flint Cole, the rest of that fucking team, I want them back. I want to see, you know, just... We joked about this last volume near the finale. Remember?
Remind me.
In how essentially because Weiss basically has been disowned, and the whole thing with Flint and her was like Flint's family was put out of business by Weiss's, and now that she's of like not a part of the family's, you know, legacy. She's like, I was disowned by my family, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be a good moment, actually. Like, yeah, I'm disowned. They've cut me off. I've cut them off. I literally ran away from home. Are we chill now?
Yeah, so that would be a nice little moment we could have here. Another
and Neon Cat could comment on if Yang's boobs got even bigger, which is a classic anime trope. Like, you know, they always do that. Like, there's a time skip, and like, oh my god, I thought you were top heavy before.
Yeah, definitely. We could have that, and then we could see, you know, her go, bitch!
Or love triangle between Yang, Blake, and Neon. It's like, I don't know, Blake. I mean, like, no one compliments my boobs on a regular, consistent basis like Neon. Step it up.
Step up, you're idolizing my breasts.
I gave you a hair compliment. Now I need you to give me a boob compliment. This is the escalation I want.
We get wholesome and real, and then we take it right back to
Absolutely.
sex jokes.
There was I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. I thought I had a joke, but I cannot remember it. So I think that's good. Final thoughts for you, David. Predictions.
Right now, what I want to see is more between the Aesops and the younger huntsmen and huntresses here. Because at this point, what the fuck do we call this team? It's just an amalgamation.
Oh, I remember. Oh, I know that's changed.
It was supposed to be Ranger, but there's so many different people in it now. Fuck calling it any name. We got Oscar in here that's just been
I'm sure you could
into
make
the
a
dump.
word. Like we got to get all the letters and make some sort of anagram.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Team over. We all.
My roommate Paige was going through like anagrams of all of our names, and like I'm trying to remember, like literally she like wrote down all of our names and was going through like what we could be called and shit. Let me actually go back up. It's gonna be so much scrolling, but like
No,
shut up!
Video.
I'm doing it.
Save it for another video.
Never.
But I really want to see more between the two groups and like the fucking differences. We're kind of experiencing compare and contrast and powers moments here, which is always really fun. I want to see more development with what the fuck RWBY's actual semblance is. I want to know more about the Aesops, since they originally seemed like they were going to be twats, but now they seem like they're really wholesome and care.
Yeah, I'm conflicted on them because some of them are twats, like that bitch that was like clearly had something to prove. Like, well, I'm still faster, so fuck you. Like, all right, fuck off. And then I was really happy about RWBY being like, are you faster? If this drops, we all get atomized. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get fucked. Yeah, I appreciate that.
That was more of a skill than anything.
Yeah, I am genuinely curious on the semblance thing because like, my mind was racing. Like, could it be like reflexes? Could it be? But no, it is genuinely speed. Because one of the skills I always appreciate about RWBY is her like ability to just like because that weapon, her weapon, it's like in real life, if a normal human were to like disassemble that, it's like a process, like do, but she uses her speed semblance to be able to just be like and it's out, right? So like there is speed involved, but there's also like I don't know, like reflexes, dexterity. I have no idea, but like there's what's the word I'm looking for here? There's like a aesthetic of like rose petals involved with it, and I don't know if that's going to mean anything or if that's still just for an aesthetic, because it looks cool as fuck, but I'll be curious if that ties into the semblance for sure.
Exactly. So for me, I guess that's peace.
Also, I found the thing I mentioned earlier. Andrew Kemp, that's one of my best friends. The one she came up with was Mr. Dank Weep. Yeah. Red Alexander, she came up with Dad Relaxer End.
Okay.
That's how they work. You have to make a phrase out of letters.
I doubt you can make one out of mine.
Oh, you'd be all right. I'm gonna give her that challenge because she will be interested. But yeah, no, I feel like Team RWBY, they would come up with. I feel like they're the kind of mad lads that would be like, let's make sure all these people that have these names, we can make a word out of it, because that just seems like something they do.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's just like it's something I can't think of. Like it's something that I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know.
Either way, peace.